we're allowed to be happy now. I mean, we're always allowed to be happy, but I'm saying the theme of, the beginning of the month of Menachem Av is very, very heavy. And let's face it, the temple has not yet been rebuilt. And as we spoke about last week, it's really quite a contemporary topic because the ills of our society and all of the things, the gyrations that we're going through in history are all part of the lack of the Holy Temple. But the fact is that Hashem makes the expression of Chazal is Hashem makes the illness and Hashem makes the cure. And he makes the cure before the illness.
Always.
And as we have spoken about this amazing kind of enigma that is associated on a spiritual level with this month of the Consoling Father, in that it turns around. And it becomes the kind of like the anteroom, kind of like the hallway into the High Holy Days of the month of Tishrei.
Yeah.
In fact, there's a holiday that's coming up this week. We're going to speak about it, the 15th day of Av. And the 15th day of Av is exactly 45 days before Rosh Hashanah.
How appropriate.
And there is an interesting verse, which is actually in our Torah portion this week, which is, "And now, Israel, what does Hashem your God ask of you, other than to fear Hashem your God?" And the word in Hebrew is ma. Ma, what does Hashem your God ask of you? And that is, ma, of course, in Gematria, is 45. And so there's a whole kind of deep idea that it's an allusion to these 45 days of this kind of preparation for the awesome time of the High Holy Days, Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur of Tishrei. Meaning, in other words, that this month, which started out with such a deep kind of introspection into the lacking of the divine presence in the world and our desire to see the rebuilding of the temple, all of a sudden now it becomes a possibility. It becomes a possibility, and there's a new light coming into the world from the 15th of Av, which bespeaks consolation and bespeaks joy, and that is, again, the secret of the Consoling Father. And I think we mentioned also last week the secret of Psalm 30. Psalm 30, the song of dedication for the Holy Temple, those beautiful verses towards the end about how Hashem is reversing everything and how he has transformed my mourning into gladness. So last week we were mourners sitting on the floor, and this week we are literally dancing with joy, and that's the meaning of living for Hashem, as it were. That's the idea of the endless possibilities of what life has to offer.